women's movement. It's the history of the gay movement. It's the history of the environmental movement. Change only takes place. And they say the status quo is not satisfactory. We need to move this country in a different direction.
That's right.
That's what American history is about. And that's what we have got to do today. And that means bring real change at the local level, what today is about. It means bringing change about at the statewide level. And God only knows it means bringing about change at the national level. What we have got to do is to understand that right now in America we have the lowest voter turnout of any major country on earth. That's true for presidential elections. It is even more true for local elections, and it is true for midterm elections. Back in 2014, when the Republicans won landslide victory, 37% of the American people voted, almost 2/3 did not. And the way big money wins, the way the Koch brothers win, the way the establishment wins, is when their moneyed candidates take office because ordinary people do not participate.
That's right.
Well, I got some good news for you, and it's not only what's taking place in Cambridge and in Somerville, it's taking place all across this country. Just last month in Birmingham, Alabama, a young man named Randall Woodfin took on the entire establishment, won a landslide victory as mayor of Birmingham. In Jackson, Mississippi, yeah, you got it right, Mississippi, a young man put together an incredible grassroots organization. His name is Choate Lumumba. He is now Mayor Lumumba of Jackson, Mississippi. Right here in Massachusetts, 2 weeks ago, you elected Paul Feeney to the state senate. Grassroots campaign, progressive ideology.
Yeah.
And this is taking place literally from California to Maine. We are seeing young people, working people, standing up, fighting back, and demanding that at every level we have a government that represents all of us and not just the 1%. And we know now that in Washington, more than ever, in this moment in American history, we need that type of movement. And our message to Trump is we will not allow him to divide us up by the color of our skin, or our sexual orientation, or the country we came from, or by our religion. We're going to come together to demand a government that works for all of us. And that means we're going to fight not only to prevent 30 million people from being thrown off of health insurance, we're going to fight for health care for all, Medicare for all, single payer for all. We're going to fight to raise the minimum wage in this country to a living wage, $15 an hour. We're going to fight to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure and create 15 million jobs, rebuilding our roads and our bridges and our water systems. And we're going to demand that we end the absurdity of women being paid 80 cents on the dollar compared to men. Equal pay for equal work. And I'm saying within the shadows of some great universities here in this community, every American, regardless of his or her income, has the right to get all the education they need to make it in this country. And that is why we are going to fight to make public colleges and universities tuition-free and lower student debt. And unlike Donald Trump, we understand that climate change is not a hoax, but is an incredibly dangerous reality that is impacting, as all of us have seen,
That's right.
this world and our country. Go to Puerto Rico, go to the Virgin Islands. Go to Texas, go to Florida, and tell those people that climate change is not real. It is not causing devastating problems. Our job is to have this country lead the world in transforming our energy system away from fossil fuels into energy efficiency and sustainable energies like wind and solar.
That's right.
The last point, and we're going to give this speech over inside. Here's my last point. My last point is I want everyone here to know that this is the wealthiest country in the history of the world. Don't let anybody tell you, we got to cut Social Security, we got to cut Medicare, we got to cut Medicaid. Don't believe that for 1 second. This is the wealthiest country in the history of the world. Problem is that almost all of the new income and wealth is going to the damn people on top, and we got to change that dynamic. So our job is to have a vision, and don't be afraid of a vision. Don't be afraid of somebody saying you're too idealistic. Don't accept that. This country can have high-quality child care for all of our families. We can have the best public education system in the world. Yeah, we can transform our energy system. Yes, we can end racism and sexism and homophobia. We can do those things when we get involved in the political process, when we don't stand back and allow the Koch brothers and their friends to run this world. So I'm here today in Somerville to work for candidates at the local level, at the school board level, at the city council level, to get you involved in the political process, because when we stand together, when we have a progressive vision that demands that government works for all of us, brothers and sisters, the truth is there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. Our only limitation is our imagination. Let us stand together, let's get involved, and let's fight for real change in this community and in this country. Thanks very much.